Jenni Bingham is the Deputy Director of Project Glimmer, and she brings to the organization years of communication and philanthropic expertise. My bad. Formerly an executive with L'Oreal USA in New York, Jenni brings her award-winning consumer and beauty communication experience to the organization. Her focus areas include her consumer public relations, philanthropy, Fashion Week, sustainability, communications, leadership, and mentoring. Jenni received her BA from the University of California at Santa Barbara and lives in San Francisco with her husband and 3 children. Thank you so much, Jenni, and the floor is yours.
Thank you for having me. I've been a long time, I guess, advocate of the Rotary. My dad is still a member of one of the San Mateo chapters. And so I remember him, dragging me when I was in high school over there to learn how to be a better public speaker. So it was a long time ago, but he always talks about it, and he still has his, his pin, his shirts. So I was just texting him like, Dad, guess what? He'll be so excited. So, but thank you for having me. And thank you, Brandy, for finding out about Project Glimmer, those years ago. I actually started with the organization in, about exactly 4 years ago in 2016, right before we had our luncheon. So I feel like you've known about it as long as I have. And I put together a little presentation, but I thought I could just share a little bit about it first. For some background for those of you who are not familiar, this year we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We were founded 10 years ago by a venture capitalist here in San Francisco named Sonia Perkins. She went to the firefighter toy program luncheon and saw that they didn't have any gifts for teenage girls. And for her, that was just, so heartbreaking. Being a teenage girl with all the support in the world is difficult enough. And she wanted to make sure that the girls who were attending knew that they had people remembering them, believing in them, all throughout the year, but especially during the holidays. So that is, how we started. Her and her friends got together and went through their jewelry boxes and donated over 800 gifts that they wrapped up. So that was what we called our first Glimmer Drive, and we still do those today. They've evolved a little bit with COVID, but the concept is still there. So since then, we went from giving, 800 gifts locally to over close to 600,000 gifts. Over the last 10 years, we now give to every state in the country. And we still do, though, have a big focus on the Bay Area. So still about half of the gifts that we give are in the Bay Area or California. We have expanded our giving program to include what we call goods, especially with COVID. So we have partnerships with P&G Always, with some of, tablets, computers to help bring some of those, what we're categorizing as goods, especially during COVID. Since March, some things, a lot of the girls that we work with work retail jobs and, we're out of work. And so some basic essentials were not met. So we wanted to be able to help with those. But our gift giving program is really meant to do the opposite, to give them things that they wanted, not that they needed, so that they would feel sort of, that increase in self-confidence and empowerment, having, whether it was, a piece of makeup or jewelry or accessory. So when they were dressing for, that internship or that job interview, that they had some of those tools that they wanted to help them feel their personal best and put their best foot forward. We also have evolved, and we piloted in 2017 a program which is called the Day of Empowerment. So this was, again, just, the overview. And if I hadn't mentioned it, our mission is really to inspire every girl to envision and realize an empowered future. So we serve over 500,000 teenage girls, 86% of who are young women of color. We work with over 1,000 non-partner organizations in all 50 states. So these include foster care, low-income, youth services, after school programs. And we work with these girls and young women through our Gifts and Goods program, Empowerment, and Day of Empowerment. Empower Hour programs. So how we work is we have partnerships with over 1,000 nonprofits. These are Boys and Girls Clubs, Girls Inc., high school programs, foster care programs. So the organizations, the other nonprofits, will request gifts from us that we will help fulfill, and then they distribute them to their girls, whether it's at a holiday party or graduation, Mother's Day, whatever event that they have coming up. But that is sort of our channel to them. It also helps us because we're able to, see the bigger picture and not do sort of one-off requests. And so leading into our empowerment programs. So we started this, which was an afternoon after school. We brought in a lot of our local partners. We would work with a company to host this day. And really it started, while the gifts and goods we know provide, a certain need and help with personal confidence, we wanted to be able to really empower these girls. One of our foster partners shared that only 50% of foster youth graduate from high school, only 3% from college, and 1 in 5 will become homeless within a year of aging out of the foster care system. So we wanted to figure out, how can we help? What can we do to make sure these girls do not end up as one of these statistics? So we brainstormed this program and how it works, once upon a time, and then we evolved it, but we would work with the host company. We'd bring in about 35 to 50 girls after school in the local market. They would sort of sit down and they would have hair touch-ups, makeup touch-ups, have a professional headshot that sort of doubled as an icebreaker for them as well. Many have never been to a corporate office before, and they've just spent all day at school, so it kind of helped them digest and see what was going on. The second hour was spent in what we call our professional skills workshops. So the employees of the company would take the girls into different breakout rooms, and each breakout room would feature, 3 to 4 employees with a different career path. So think of the company Sephora, for example, you would have someone from the product development side to really help show how STEM, can relate to beauty, R&D, the lab. You would have someone from, a makeup artist, maybe someone who is a store manager, and then, maybe someone from the legal, the marketing, the communication side to really help, tie it all together. Our founder always says that you can't be what you can't see. And actually, Brandy, I like that little quote that you have behind you. It sort of reminded me of that a little bit, but it, really kind of opening their eyes to other careers that are out there that, as a high school or college student, you may think of, I'm going to be a teacher, I'm going to be a social worker, I'm going to be, a lawyer, like those are my paths. So really kind of showing them all of these different opportunities. And then the final hour is our Let's Talk Magic panel discussion. So this is a great opportunity for employees within all different levels of the company. We bring a diverse group of women who have overcome adversity in their lives and are willing to share their story with these girls. So this is not sort of that C-suite, opportunity. It's all different levels. And those are really, what's not on your resume. So you can have someone who is, been really successful in their career, but had to work, extra hard to get there, or who was homeless at some point in their life, or, had, something happen that they were able to overcome. So these are great, empowering panels, and the girls always leave, thinking that they see a little bit of themselves. So I wanted to play this video. I hope it works. If not, I'll send this to you after. But it shows a little bit of what the impact is.
Dear Project Glimmer,
thank you so much, Project Glimmer, for everything.
everything that was shared with us was truly valuable, and I know we will all take the information with us for the rest of our lives.
I felt really empowered and made everyone feel confident and happy in their own skin.
You guys are great role models and powerful and courageous women. One of the women on the panel had a story that resonated with me. She wanted something more out of life and something more for herself, and I just really see that in me.
It really took me a long time to sort of decide for myself that other people don't get to decide for me who I'm going to be. I get to control what's going to happen in my future.
You could see what you could be doing, even if your home or your story isn't the same as those women. I wanted to tell my mom that she's not alone. I also wanted to open my mind more, like the women I met that day.
I used to want to do media, but also like I'm inspired by them. So now I want to be more behind the cameras, getting into all the technical stuff.
How do I find where I need to be versus where I want to be? They're gonna merge, right? Where you want to be is gonna be where you need to be.
There is something in you that always can steer you right. And for me, relying and leaning on that has been the superpower that has guided me where I've come and still have to go.
Coming from a background like mine, it's not very common to like see many women as business leaders. It really shows you that it's possible. I felt really inspired.
I felt like I wanted to help other girls like they helped me and everyone else, because I appreciated it a lot.
Don't underestimate the power of sitting at the table. You deserve to be there, and you add value by being there.
They really inspired me to work the hardest I can, because in the end it will pay off.
Thank you for reminding me to believe in myself.
Thank you for making me feel so strong, smart, and bold. I will never forget today.
Courage has enabled me to take risks and do what I think is right despite what's going on out there.
Don't be afraid to fail. Then you're gonna find out what you don't like and what you do like.
My magic was just not listening to the word no until I got a yes.
You can literally do anything you want.
Thank you for giving us the courage and strength to become young, powerful women like you.
I think it's very important that every girl has something like this to go to. Thank you. From Suhaili.
With lots of love, Esmeralda.
From Dallas.
Love, Isba.
Love, Rosa.
So that is our day of empowerment. So what we've done with COVID, obviously these were very, impactful events, and we wanted to still keep them going. So we sort of changed it to be what we call our Empower Hour. So this is a live 75-minute virtual event, 60 minutes of programming, and we will work with a host company and their volunteers, and we break it into 2 sessions. So the first is what we call Harness the Magic Careers At. So we have, similar to how the in-person event highlights different career paths within a company, we do the same type of thing. We'll do it in breakout rooms though. So we'll put the girls in their Zoom breakout rooms, and they'll hear, from the different career paths, and then we bring them back to, as a whole, to the panel discussion. So this is just a quick, screenshot of an event that we did with Zynga last month, which worked out really well because girls, I don't think they knew all the behind the scenes that happened with video gaming, and it was kind of that, cool consumer topic. So we've done these with companies, we've done these with groups of people. One of the panels that was featured in the video you saw was with an angel investor group called Broadway Angels, and they were just women, who came together, to host this. So there are opportunities that way as well. Sort of step 2 of this event is when you have the in-person event, everyone is able to, kind of mingle afterwards a bit. If there was a panelist or someone that the girls wanted to ask a question to, they have the opportunity to go in person and, ask that question. Whereas with a Zoom event, you kind of, hit end meeting and that's the end of it. So we wanted to allow both volunteers and girls to continue those conversations. So we do a survey after the event, who wants to continue learning more about this type of career, and then from the volunteer side, who would like to volunteer their time for a one-on-one career coaching session. So that is how this career coaching happens. It's over Zoom, and Project Glimmer connects them, and then we kind of step out. So it's really for that career coach and the girl to take the conversation wherever it needs to go. And then another way that we work with companies and groups is what we call our Glimmer Drive. So this was similar to how Sonia had, got together with her friends and collected items. Now, we used to include new items and also what we would categorize as previously treasured. Now with COVID, we do not allow any used items, even if they're in good condition. So we collect new beauty products, jewelry, accessories, reusable water bottles, tablets, gift cards, etc. And this is something that, can be done virtually or, in person if that's something that, a group or company is able to do. We have, verbiage and a website where you can, put all the information in there and then send it out to your network. And you can do it two ways, have gifts sent to, your home where we will send you wrapping supplies and you can wrap them and send them out, or you could have everything sent directly to our warehouse and our team will help wrap and distribute it that way. And I can just sort of quickly go over this. One of our biggest programs, which anyone who has volunteered at our Boxing Joy event in our warehouse can attest to, is that we are what we call a social supply chain for good. So a lot of consumer product companies, will have excess inventory, whether it was slow sellers or discontinued products, new packaging, anything that's not on the shelf anymore, that would otherwise be destroyed to make space for new product. Project Glimmer will accept those donations and we take them year round in our warehouse. So a great example, our warehouse is based in San Leandro, so pretty close to Oakland, and we are there almost every day, someone from our team helping to go through and sort and ship items for gift giving. We also work with brands on cause marketing, mostly on retailers, whether it is a percentage of proceeds that will benefit Project Glimmer, or if it's an in-store promotion, once upon a time we had those. And then we also have Empower Market donations, which I'll speak to in a moment. This is what our team has really been working on the last few months and for the next month is our benefit. So, like any nonprofit, we are 100% donation based. So, with COVID, we were a little bit worried about our annual fundraiser, which is always in the fall. But now we're really excited about it. So we've turned this into a virtual event. We have had, how it works is we have STAR Award honorees. So these are, women who are trailblazers in their field or who have, lived experience. So for example, last year we honored Cordelia Cranshaw, who was Miss DC at the time, and she was a former foster youth. We honored an Academy Award-winning producer in LA who really highlights, women in film. And then the year before that, we honored our San Francisco mayor, London Breed. And so it's a really great, event. This year we have a really exciting lineup. It's going to be on Zoom. There are sponsorship levels from corporate donations down to individual tickets. So Brandy, I would love to forward that to you to share once we have that out. It should be ready tomorrow. We have a really exciting lineup. We have just a sneak preview. We have Jewel, the singer. She has been Grammy nominated. She has an amazing story and a new book that's out. We have some of the women who are the stars of Wicked the musical who will be doing a performance. So it's going to be really entertaining and is really great, for families too, because it's all positive, strong messaging. And so it will be at 5 p.m. So right around dinner time, but it's a great opportunity. Another area in here, if anyone knows of any retail brands who may be looking to donate excess product, is we have an Empower Market, which is basically online shopping benefiting Project Glimmer. So, that is another way to collaborate. And then we just wanted to share some of, the impact, why does all of this matter? Why are we here? So what we thought, we pulled out some stories, but also some stats. Everybody loves some numbers, is specifically related to our empowerment events. So 91% of attendees felt inspired to accomplish her goals after attending, and over half of the attendees identified a new career path, which is really what we were, trying to do, to get them to figure out something new that they wanted to do, and then kind of give them the tools to get there, whether it was learning about resumes or taking on the next step with career coaching, really helping these girls not to become one of those statistics, but to be able to open their eyes to all the possibilities that are out there for them. And here are just a few of our, stories, whether it's impact. She's actually from San Francisco, from Larkin Street program. She's another one of our attendees. This girl is amazing. She actually attended multiple days of empowerment event because she found them so interesting. She just kept wanting to come back. So, and she also received an internship at Kendo Corporation, which is a sort of brand incubator for beauty brands. So they own Marc Jacobs Beauty, Fenty Beauty, and a few other sort of boutique brands. And that's really the end of, of how we work with brands and everything. One thought I just wanted to sort of put out there is we're always looking, especially in the world of COVID, for volunteer opportunities. So as, it sounds like you guys work with a lot of other organizations. If there's anything that you hear that's worked really well or that you enjoyed doing, we'd love to sort of brainstorm. We have, Glimmer Drive opportunities. We're just thinking about introducing sort of a holiday cards sort of campaign where you would receive sort of blank cards and then, write some messages. So that's something that could be done individually, or if you wanted to get a small group together, it kind of gives you that flexibility based on what everyone's comfort, level is. And then we would then include those cards when we send out holiday gifts. So just something to give sort of a personal touch, especially right now, everyone loves, an uplifting message. So yeah, can I answer any questions about Project Glimmer?
Yeah, please, anyone, if you have questions, I would love for you to ask. I have a few, but I'd like for someone else to talk. We'll see everybody.
Well, I'll start. How did the graduation stuff work with COVID? Did you guys end up getting to send out gifts, or did it just?
Yep, we received, I think it was 39,000 gifts for graduation, which is a big number. It was, I think, in total the year before we received maybe like 25. So it was a pretty big increase. And we did fulfill them. So we let everyone know that they would be coming. They weren't all before graduation, but I would say over the summer, we got them all out. It was twofold. One of our challenges was a lot of the program sites closed down, so they couldn't accept them, prior to making the request. And then also for us, we couldn't even get into our warehouse. So, but we were able to get them out for graduation, which was really nice because I think, these girls worked so hard, and I mean, how sad to have your 8th grade, high school, college graduation, just be sort of, it is what it is, but we just wanted to make sure that they knew it wasn't an accomplishment. It was something that was meant to be commemorated. So.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
So is your staff doing all of the boxing and sending? I mean, is there any way that people who feel comfortable around each other could get together with tables 6 feet apart and box just to be of help? Or
that's a great question. We've had some, it's been changing a lot with Alameda County, which is where our warehouse is, whether it be small groups, because technically it's inside even though it's a warehouse. So I think the group number is smaller, than other places. So it's something that is evolving. But I will definitely let you know if that's going to be, allowed. What we have been doing is we thankfully received an amazing, huge donation of mascaras, which come like nicely packed, and we know exactly how many are in a box. I think we received over 300,000. So, you know, for us, that's great because we can just send it out directly, but we'd love to include that sort of holiday card touch, you know, to make it feel like you're not just getting a random box of product. So that's sort of part of the idea that led us to the cards and adding a personal touch. But, you know, we would love to have volunteers back in our warehouse.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're a huge help. But as soon as we are able to, we will definitely let you know.
The parking area outside your warehouse is pretty big. Have you considered setting tables outside and having people box in the open air?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm not sure. I think at one point we did, but I know things have changed. So I'll circle back on that. You know, the other idea is that people are always welcome to come to the warehouse and pick up items and then take them somewhere else and, you know, and wrap them. You know, I would just recommend having a very large vehicle because a lot of the products, aside from the mascaras, which for us are pretty easy, the other items are, you know, big beauty sets. So, you know, shampoo, conditioners, and you have maybe like 10 in a box. So, but that is always help that we would be interested in is sort of what we call remote picking things up. And then, you know, you can send them directly from your house. We'll send you a UPS slip. So it just saves a trip back.
So the gifting kind of happens throughout the year, not just for the major holiday season?
It happens all year. So sort of the big seasons are Mother's Day, graduation, so the spring, back to school, which is mostly local, Bay Area, and then the holidays. But over half of the gifts that we give are during the holidays.
I guess my question, kind of, since you've been with Project Glimmer for so long, like what kind of goals do you see like for the future in terms of the program? Is like the goal to reduce gifts because there's not as many need for them? And I guess the follow-up question is kind of how can we help empower girls that are in our, you know, around us, you know, whether it's a niece, a daughter, like what are the best ways or tools right now for us?
Yeah. So I think, you know, two things. I think the goals for gift giving are definitely to be able to still send those out. I think because we've been doing this for 10 years now, people expect, or organizations will expect that Project Glimmer has gifts for their girls, you know, during the holidays, the, you know, key times. So we never want to disappoint. And, you know, we just ask, you know, that everyone's flexible with timing. So we're trying to do it, you know, as fast as we can. So I think having, you know, sort of evolving that gift and good program to streamline where possible is, especially right now, it's something we're still working on. But I do think it's a really important program. It's our largest program. It's the program that allows us to reach girls in every state. And with the exception of, you know, the Days of Empowerment, which have really only been happening for, you know, 2 years, most of the feedback that we get from the girls is surrounding the gifts, and it's all positive and it's all, you know, keep it, we want this. For the empowerment, I think that there is such a huge opportunity for, you know, companies, groups of people to come together to do these Empower Hours. I mean, they are extremely, you know, motivating and touching. I think it's because the gifts and goods, you know, even if people come to the warehouse and they wrap, it's not direct to the girl. So if people want to volunteer and work with a girl directly, like that is the way that we're able to do it. And I think especially when people are looking to be, you know, whether it's a mentor or just, you know, have that once volunteer opportunity, there's a huge need for it. I think, and if there's any guidance, you know, I don't know what each of your careers are, but I know that you're a group of people who are coming together, so they're probably different. You know, and I think just like the insight that you have with different types of careers, and just kind of opening their eyes, you know, to that is the most important part. We also have sort of small asks. You know, we are really trying to build up our awareness on social. So whether it's on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, you know, on YouTube, you know, we ask that you guys, you know, subscribe, follow us, because that is a big way that how we're trying to get information out, you know, in real time. And I think growing that sort of database will only help for us with funding, with product donations, with volunteers, just kind of building out that awareness is another big goal.
Is there like a dream partnership you kind of have, Jenny, for Project Glimmer? I know you work with Sephora, and that, to me, that seems really big, but
they're pretty dreamy, and they are, so generous. So they've also evolved their loyalty points. So Giving Tuesday, if you're familiar with it, it's after Thanksgiving. So you have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday. This year, they're donating, or that day, their customers can donate their loyalty points to different charities, and Project Glimmer will be one of them. And that's just, we get a cash donation based off of that. So,
Nice.
and that's how they're changing their loyalty to not be that the consumer, redeems it for an item, that it's being more donation based. So they're a great, partner. I think that we always want partners in the shipping area, like UPS, if anyone knows. I think, or, a partner that would help, underwrite that, because that is a huge, part of our budget goes to shipping, which is very, unglamorous, but that's how we ship products, to every state. So I think sort of having, a partner in that area would also be great. And then when it comes to, community partners, or what we call our nonprofit partners, we are always looking for more. So if there are organizations that you work with or have an interest in, and they serve women and girls, please send them our way. We will make an introduction and have them fill out our sort of agreement form, which basically says they won't sell our product that we give them on eBay. And we would like to make sure that they're on our radar and on our list. So both corporate partners and nonprofit partners, especially if you are from other areas or other, states. We have a very good presence in the Bay Area, which is amazing. That's where we're based, but we want to make sure that we're reaching elsewhere as well.
Good to know. Are there any other questions? We're usually so.
I had a question. I just wanted to, Jenny, you flashed the slide about what donation items you accept, and I know it's not just makeup. Could you flash that again, or just tell us verbally?
Sure. So it is, all the products should be new.
Right.
That we use. So we are looking for wellness items, so water bottles, backpacks, suitcases. Oftentimes, foster youth, when they go from home to home, they only have a garbage bag that they're bringing their clothes.
Oh, wow.
With,
Suitcase, okay.
It's horrible. So, duffel bags, backpacks,
Okay.
Suitcases, water bottles.
Okay.
Right now, so many schools are using tablets. I know oftentimes the schools provide them, but we always want to help, where we can. And that's sort of on the good side. And then anything that's not size specific as it comes to jewelry, accessories.
Great. Well, I think those are all the questions we had. So thank you so much, Jenny, for coming to speak with us. I really appreciate that you took the time and we were able to make it work. I know before the timing and, you having to leave San Leandro to San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
Kids was going to be an issue.
Now
but
I'm here all the time, so.
COVID made it happen.
For better or worse. Yeah.
Hold on. I have something I need to
volunteered with us before. I see, lots of familiar faces. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Awesome. Well, as a thank you, I wanted to share that for coming to speak with us, we wanted to donate some polio vaccines in your name, and just for, I know you said you have a family member that's part of Rotary still. You must know that that's our mission, is to end polio. We actually got news, was it last month? Last month that Africa is polio free in the wild. So it's only in 2 areas that it's endemic, Afghanistan and Pakistan. So I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. You're also making an impact in the world by coming to talk to us. And we really hope that we can stay connected and, help out in a future drive or figure out some way where we can help.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Please stay in touch.
Thank you.
Yay.
Rotary.